Hey guys, Derrickster here, and I have lots of trees in front of me right now. These are savanna trees, the acacia, pretty sure that's how you say it, wood, because I've been needing quite a bit of it for something you'll see in just a second, actually, so we'll leave it at that. And I will go show you, but first of all, I'd like to apologize for the last 2 episodes and their video quality compared to the others. I think it's been a bit lower since I started using OBS, and I think I have it fixed for this one. We will see. If you didn't notice on the last 2, then great, but if you did, then my apologies. So this is what I've been working on. I finished off both walls, which you already knew. I actually got silk touch, which I'll show you in a minute. Got grass down here in these 2. And then the ceiling, I think I actually worked out. I'm just using the acacia logs, and I kinda like it. It looks quite good. It's kind of gray, so it doesn't, well, it's very gray, and it doesn't really draw attention. It's not a focal piece, but still it adds to out here. And I think I'm going to leave these logs this way. I might turn them so you, no, you know what, I think I'll leave it that way. So that way these 2 logs kind of help indicate where the opening is. Not that you need a whole lot of help to find it. It's a big hole in the wall, but, you know, it adds to stuff. Another thing I want to do is turn down my volume really quick. Oh, I forgot to turn start a timer. Let's just do that right now and just kind of guesstimate. So anyway, turn this down. There we go. That should be fine. Sure. So the way this works is, well, here's the kill. It takes a while on its own, but it does work. Come on, die. So I can show these fine and wonderful people how this works. Trade. What happens when you have the trade window up when they die? Does it just go away? No, it stayed. It's interesting. So to grab one, you press the button, or button, and you get your guy. You be like, oh, I don't want to keep you. I'll kill you. Trade with him here for a bit, or you be like, you know what? I like you. We should keep you. Oh, it no work. There it goes. That was odd. Wonder why that didn't work. We'll have to take that out right there. So actually, we're gonna test that because that should not have happened like that. Go back. I haven't installed the button over here because I don't plan on keeping any just yet because I'm not trading. Take you out. Torch. There. Now let's try it. Because that should have worked on the first button press, not the second. Grab a new one. Hey, another butcher. We like you. There. Okay. Much better. So that's how that works. I can hook this up to whatever I want. Go away. Go back. And that's that. So what I want to do today, if you couldn't tell from the 3 maps I have in inventory, is I want to start making a map of just around my area. Nothing overly huge, just probably like a 3x3 centered around wherever, ooh, after I sleep. Wherever right there is where I sign on and sign off most of the time. So where I'm going to start the first and middle map, I think. And I only had enough stuff to make 3 maps for now, so I'll do the other 3 later. But while I'm doing this, I wanted to talk about the cruise that I went on, actually. It was a couple years ago. I don't remember exactly when. It's actually multiple years ago now, I think. It was a cruise to Mexico with my family. Well, it's not exactly where I wanted it to be, but it's where it is. Oh well, that works. Now you are going to be this one. Ooh, hello, Spidey. Go away. No. So, I don't remember a whole lot about the cruise, because to be honest, the cruise would have been a lot more fun if I was 21 at the time, and if I also drank. And I wasn't either of those. I still don't drink, actually, even though I am 21. Alcohol's disgusting. I don't know why I haven't found one that I even like the flavor of, and I've tried a few. Trust me, my wife's quite into the stuff. So, hopefully she doesn't kill me for saying that on the internet. But she does like her her alcohol, that's for sure. But I'll tell you what I do remember from it. Hopefully in some kind of chronological order. Cause well, you know, that would just make it easier. Yeah, I missed a corner on that, didn't I? Yeah, I need to go get that. So, before the cruise started, my mother, stepfather, stepbrother, and was it all three of my sisters? I don't remember if it was all three of my sisters. It might have just been two. Shows you how good of a brother I am, right? But anyway, I think it was three. Was it three? Yeah, she stayed in our room with us. Wow, the one that I wasn't sure about. Sorry, big sister. I forgot you. You were there. You stayed in the same room as my stepbrother and myself. So, one second here. Sorry about all the coughing and stuff lately in these episodes. I've been recording them pretty early in the morning, and I don't know. My throat just doesn't quite agree with all the talking I've been doing, which early for me, but not really early for most people. So, anywho, we went on a big family road trip from Boise, Idaho, over to the coast on California, where it was a Carnival cruise, if I remember correctly. From where they leave, I don't remember the port town, but spent a couple. Did we spend the night in the town there before we left? I don't know. We got there at the right day. We just spent some time on the beach and stuff, if I remember properly. Like I said, it's been a couple of years, and I wasn't nearly as into it as a lot of people are for cruises, but there was still some good moments. Am I there yet? Oh, I don't want to be this way. I want to be up here. Where is my dot? Okay, I'm gonna go back here and get reoriented. Because I'm obviously not oriented the way I'd like to be. So yeah, we took a big family road trip. All of us in our Ford, I think, expedition. Oh, that's why I went that way, which is up. So I was right. I just need to go that way. Okay. Whoa. Yeah. So big road trip. It was great fun. Family road trips. You know how those go. And the one from Boise to California, I believe it was a 2-day trip that we took. So we stayed in a hotel somewhere, and good times. Good times. Totally was not any bickering or arguing between siblings or any of those things. Never. We would never. We were perfect little angels. Just don't ask my mother or stepfather. No. To us, we were perfect little angels. And then I want to go this way. Yeah, this way. So we got there. And I didn't have to do a whole lot to get to like check on or sign in or anything. I did have to get a passport, but that was before we left, and honestly, you know, I was young enough that parents took me and we got my picture taken and whatever, passport. Which I'm glad that I have, because they're 10-year passports and I'm still using that one. And, you know, I'm kind of living in Canada now. Kind of need a passport for one to get here. So it's a good thing that we got it. It helped a lot in the future. Am I still going the right way? Yeah. These maps are not oriented like I thought they would be. Like, I thought that going this direction would have been up and down on the map, but it's not because, well, this way's north. But for some reason I had in my mind that this way was north because my base was facing that way, and my base is the center of the universe. The way it faces should be north, stupid game. Readjust yourself to me. Me. It's my world. Yeah. Okay. I'll go a little bit further. Hup. Walking with one of these maps can be kind of dangerous. Okay, so let's switch these out here. Boop. Alrighty. So I'm not getting very far on the story, so I should probably start talking more. Which is odd, because lots of people say I talk too much when I start talking. But I'm going to talk more, because that's what I'm supposed to do. I hope. I'll try. Okay, done with that. So, we go through customs, which is like two guys standing at the top of an escalator. It's nothing compared to like actual customs. Actual customs is kind of scary. But that's, like I've said before, that's a story for another time. Oh, I'm going all the way around. Dang it. Yeah. So we get through customs, get on the ship, find our room, whatever, no big deal. We're all kind of excited. We're on this gigantic, huge ship. Cruise ships are huge. And then one of the first things they have us do before we even leave, I think, is they have us do a big drill for, you know, like the boat sinking or whatever. We get assigned our little group, and we have to find. Ugh, wow, talking me or not agreeing this morning, my throat. But find our little group to, you know, get evacuation stuff and whatever. This way. This way. There I am. And now we go this way. Wait, I want you still. So that took, I don't know, 30 minutes of just kind of standing around while you just got on a cruise ship and you really wanted to, you know, go exploring and stuff. And I don't think we've done that quite yet. But that gets done. And then we spent, I think, most of that day just like exploring around the ship because it's gigantic, trying to get our bearings. And pretty sure the adults found the adult deck where they served you your adult beverages, which was honestly most places on the ship, because that's kind of the point. People go on a cruise to sit on the ship and watch shows and drink booze. Yeah. So they did that, and us kids were left with trying to figure out what we wanted to do on a ship that was meant for sitting around and drinking booze. Now, they had a lot of shows and things that we went to, which were cool, you know. It was an hour or two a day, but you're kind of in the middle of the ocean and can't really get out of the ship. So personally, I kind of felt like for someone under 21 on a Carnival cruise, I've heard Disney cruises are a bit different, but at least on this Carnival cruise, that if you're under 21 or planning on taking kids under 21, I personally wouldn't do it from my experience being on a Carnival cruise. I had a good time for the times that were good, but I had a lot of boring downtime also. Okay, so these 6 maps are almost done. Just as a preemptive overall to the story, just remember that even though I might be telling some stories that sound fun, for being someone under 21, there was a lot more times that weren't. So the times that were fun were the shows. Most of those were really good. And the ports that we stopped at, which I can't remember if there were 2 or 3. And the other one that I remember for sure was Puerto Vallarta. As for the name of it, I remember what we did, but I don't remember like how they kind of melded together in my head, I think. Let's get back to my base here and check out these 6 and maybe have some item frames and put them up on a wall, because that's part of why. It's the big reason why I'm doing this, because it looks cool. So we're on the ship, and spent a lot of time with the family, which is good, but I mean, we did that already. And they had a miniature golf course on the very top level, like outside on the ship, which was fun because it was really windy because you're on the open ocean and it like pushed the ball everywhere. It was pretty hilarious. But a big thing my family started while we were on this cruise was when something fun happened or somebody like made a good shot or whatever, we'd start yelling "Oppa!" which we thought was funny because we think we're funny, even though we're not really funny. We were probably really annoying. But the one thing that caught us really off guard after the first couple days of doing that was that nobody looked at us weird while we were doing that. Like, you'd expect, you know, a whole family going "Oppa!" all the time when we were playing like miniature golf or whatever. So people to be kind of give you that weird sideways glance like, who are you? But we never got it once, and it threw me for a bit of a loop. I was a bit confused. We really had no idea why, but we'll get to why they did that, because there is a reason at the very end of the story. Alright, right, item frames. I was going to try to sign off. No, Derek, it's only been like, I don't know, 14, 15 minutes. You've still got another like 5, 10 to go, buddy. And I gotta finish the story in that too. So, let's get going. Well, I'll try to get going. It's not your guys' fault. 1, 2, 3. And it sticks. Yeah. Look how organized my wood is. I don't have any birch. Did you notice that? I have not gotten birchwood one time. I don't know how long on my F3 up, but it's down now. I'm sorry. Alright. So, we get to the first port, which I don't remember the name of, or really what order this goes in, so I'm just going to kind of tell what we did at the ports, and they probably won't be in order. So there was one port that we pulled into like a big alcove, and they anchored the ship out in the middle of this big alcove. Like there wasn't an actual dock for it, and we actually got shuttled on boats in. And I believe this was Port of Vallarta. I also believe it's a really big spring break college destination or something. Oh, I need the crafting benches down here. What am I doing? There. Yeah. So with this one, we just kind of walked around and looked at all the shops they've got there, and then sat on the beach. And that was pretty much it. It was really pretty there. I mean, I can understand why people like going there. And then there was one stop where, let's see, there was a big, like, city, almost. I forgot the name of it for whatever reason. And kind of hoping my mom texts me before this is over, because she would remember, and I asked her. If not, then, oh well, I'm sorry. And from there, instead of doing like a ship-sanctioned outing, because they have those, I need blocks to put these on. Sorry. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And for the bottom block, I've got a bit of cobblestone. I know, these. Yeah. Okay. So as I was saying, there are things, there are outings or excursions, I'll use with the official name, that you can set up through, oh, you know what, I can put her here. The actual cruise ship. Oh, they have a scaling thing. And the level when you have the durability stuff up. Nifty. Oh, derp. Oh. And we did not do one for this place. My stepdad found one that was kind of off the beaten path, but not really. There were a lot of people on it. Is this right? No. No, it's not. What did I do? Okay. So there should be map. Are they all the same map? No. Okay, 1. You should go there. You do not have the base on it. Neither do you. You do. Okay. So this one might be a little long because I'm bad at telling the story and all of this stuff. Oh, right, because they're aligned right. Dang it. They're aligned this way. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Does this go on this side? I think they go on this side. Uh-huh. Yeah. Yeah. Look at that. That's pretty cool. So I'll just try to maybe stand here and I'll get my axe and start and finish the story. So we went to a like I don't want to say backwoods because I don't know if that's completely right, but they're little towns. Went to like little villages and stuff, and had fresh was mango. The mango? Yeah, I think it was. And they had like this chili sauce they put on it, which sounds a bit odd, but it was pretty good. Like they had people on like set up stalls at the side of their gigantic fields. Oh, I believe it was mangoes. And they'd literally like take one off the vine and then just sell it to you right there. They were great. I'm not overly fond of, I believe it was mangoes. Because I'm not overly fond of the ones we have here in the States that are processed or canned or any of that stuff. Well, why did I say here in the States? I'm in Canada. But at the time I was living in the States, and our food that we get from mangoes in Mexico are about the same, I'm assuming. String, go there. Sticks, go here. I am really bad at this storytelling and actually trying to get stuff done. I'll work on it. And I think that was probably my favorite part of the whole cruise, was that part. Going and seeing like actual Mexican villages and meeting actual Mexican people, which sounds weird because I was, we went on a Mexican cruise, but the port towns are very touristy and not Mexico really at all. So that was really, really cool. We tried some like traditional breads that they made in a bakery at one of them. And that was actually the other one, I think. Because there was another one we went to, another port, I think. Maybe it was the same port, I don't quite remember. We stopped in a bigger town than I remember the other ones at one point. And at that one we got like a big guided tour that we walked around and saw like an old church, and maybe that was the same one. I don't quite remember anymore. It was either 2 or 3 ports. But we learned how to, like, they made their traditional tiling. If you've seen traditional, like, I think it's ceramic style tiles. Mexican ones. That was pretty cool. And then, to finish it all off, well, I cut down this last tree here, since that's most of what I can remember from the cruise, was that I had a good experience overall, but there was a lot of downtime for someone under 21, which I mentioned. I thought. And again, if you're planning on going on a cruise, I've heard that Disney cruises from people is much better for under 21 people. To reiterate, here at the end. And the Opa story, to finish that off, the reason why nobody looked at us weird was, well, they had, every night, they had a big formal dinner you could go to that was free for everyone on the ship. You had a designated time and like a table for your family, and it was all set out for you every night, even if you weren't there. And we decided to go on the very last night of the week-long cruise. We're like, well, we're on this cruise, we haven't done it yet, we should at least try it. Because as has been pointed out to me by a couple people, I'm on vacation, why would I, be so scheduled to go to a big dinner? But that's why we didn't do it before. They had a big buffet, which is actually pretty good. They had amazing lava cake on that buffet. So we went, very last night, and nothing was out of the ordinary. They just, okay, there was a couple things. First one, looking at the menu, everything was centered, and there weren't any prices on anything because it was free. And that threw me off for a bit, because you're used to looking at the menu and being like, ooh, 50-ounce steak. That looks amazing. Oh, it's $60. Never mind. I mean, you're not going to get 50-ounce steak, but just roll with it here. So you look at it and, you can get their steak, their whatever, and there's no prices anywhere on it. It looked odd for some reason to me. Don't really know why, because it's all free, but hey, I'm just used to seeing menus with prices on them, I guess. And so that was kind of cool and weird. And the big reveal of the Opa story was about halfway through the night. I think it was like the head waiter or one of the chefs was out on the floor. And all of a sudden, one of them yells really loud, Opa! And then the rest of the waiting staff goes, Opa! And then all of us at our table just started dying of laughter. Because we finally understood why no one looked at us funny the entire cruise ship. Because they thought that we got it from the waiting staff and we were just, I don't know, being on our cruise and doing normal stuff. But no, we just decided, we came up with it on our own completely, and it turns out the waiting staff was doing it as well, so that's why no one thought we were insane. Unfortunately for them, because they had no idea. No idea. So I'll finish up this map before I start the next one. And I figured I'd do a story episode this time, because it's been a while since I've done a talkie story episode, and as far as I know, you guys quite like them. So here you go. You're welcome. You can thank me in the comments, or by leaving a like. That would help too. I'd like that. That'd be a good way to thank me. You should do that. You should leave a like because of my story. Yeah. So anyway, I will see you guys in the next episode.